Alright, today I'm going to be creating a new preset on Helix Edit. Excuse my dog barking in the background. Alright, so in this chain, I'm going to be using some Celestion IRs, which I downloaded from the Celestion site. I'm going to be using the G12M Greenback series. There's a whole heap of different IRs, different mic'd up IRs in there, and I think they're just fantastic. So today I'm going to be using creating a Marshall stack kind of sound. So obviously my obvious choice for IR is like a 412, but I'm going to add a room mic in there as well, just to give it a little bit of that depth, and I'll show you how I do that. All right, so let's get started. In this block here, I start off all my signal chains with this. Put in a simple EQ, that way I can just boost or cut any particular frequency I need to, or I can do like a level cut or boost if necessary later on in one of the snapshots. This one here, I'll put a compression. I like the LA Studio compressor. I think it's just a really nice one. I'll probably roll back some of the peak reduction. Don't need it too squished, but there's a whole heap you can choose from here if you want to tinker with those. And this one here, that third block, I use the Kinky Boost. I like this boost because I think it's nice and clean. I definitely roll back some of the drive because I just want it as a boost. I don't want to have any sort of grit. I'll take care of that with the rest of the amp and any sort of distortion in the chain that I use. What I'm going to do is I'll leave these two free because I'm going to put an effect send return here so that I can use my actual stomp boxes. I use a TS9, Ibanez TS9, and I also use the Blackstar HT Dual distortion. So I'll use this block here to sort of turn those on and off whenever I need them. Here I'll probably end up using either the Minotaur or the T-Mar. Probably the T-Mar goes nicely with that sort of Marshall sound. So here in this block, I'm going to put where is it? The Brit J45. And I think this is a really nice one. So it gives a pretty true sense. Pretty true sort of kind of Marshall sound. What I am going to do though is I'm going to roll the drive back a little bit. I think it's probably just a bit too much, and I'll probably pull the bass out as well. So these two blocks here I'm going to use for my IRs. So the first IR, so we use 1024, so we can use more than one in the chain. I've got a few IRs here, I've just got to scrub them. So here I'm going to use the 412 high gain as the first one. As I said, I think this would sort of complement a Marshall style amplifier. So I'll click on that. Let's just have a listen to that. So that's what it'll sound like when you use a combination of just the amp and the IR with a few of these sort of things in the front. So amp, IR. All right. Now what I want to do here is I'm going to put in a room one with all of the IRs, all the different IR combinations. They've included like a room micing IR, and I think they use the Newman microphones. So for each one, like the 112, there's the 112 room mic. For the 212, there's the 212 room mics. So I'm going to use the corresponding one. I'm going to use the 412 TLM 107. But instead of using it in series like that, I'm going to click and drag this IR, the room mic, and I'm going to put it in parallel. So I've got the 412 box IR, the cab IR, and I've also got a room mic IR. So if I'll silence the 412 just so you can hear the room mic. Alright, it's pretty fuzzy by itself. But when you actually turn on the box and use these in parallel, it's actually starting to take shape. We will tweak these a little bit. I'll show you what I do. But here, we've got a little block here, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put a room reverb. So I'll turn this IR off. I'll turn the cab IR off, just so you can hear the difference between what actually happens when you put a room reverb in series with the actual room mic IR. So if you listen for that decay after the chord, you can actually hear it. It does have a little bit of sense of roominess. What I might do is I'll increase the decay, but I'll pull the mix down. I don't want to drown it in reverb, but I do want to. Yeah. So now I'm actually getting a sense of spatial, audio spatial awareness. Okay, I can hear that depth. So let's put the two cabs together, two IRs together. All right, let's okay, they're both default at -18 dB, these IRs. So what I want to do is I'm gonna pull this. I obviously want this one to be louder than this one. Okay, I just want a sense of roominess. I don't want it to be, sitting too far in the back. So I might pull this up to about -11 dB. All right, now it's starting to take shape. What I might actually do is I might put like an 80. How good's that? Like an 80 hertz cut, low cut. I find that when I use these presets, depending on especially in a live situation, depending on the rig that I'm playing through, these can be quite boomy. So if you're, an 80 to 100 hertz low cut doesn't actually take too much away from the sound. In fact, it actually makes it sit a little nicer in the mix. Okay, all right. So let's create a second pathway here so we can put in some reverbs. And delay. So I'll keep these blocks free. So later on, if I want to put in some modulation like chorus, flanger, or anything, I can. I'm just going to put in a simple delay. Now, I don't want this drowning in delay. I don't want this to go on forever. I just want a little bit of maybe one click back. Okay, so we've got hints of delay there. And now on this one, I like the chamber reverb, but I'm not sure. I mean, everyone's going to have their own personal taste. I like the chamber reverb. I think that's quite a nice one. Turn the delay off so we can actually have a listen to it. Maybe a little bit more decay. Sorry, kids in the background. All right, that's a nice reverb. Gives it just that sense of space. All right, so I'll leave that on. Sorry. So now what I'm going to do here, as I said, I'm going to put the effects loop in there. So let's just do that now. I won't actually use it. There's the effects loop, but I'm going to turn it off. In this one here, I'm going to put in a distortion. Let's use the T-Mar. These IRs tend to be a little loud. I tend to roll this back to maybe about -5 dB. You can just go through and tweak all the different EQs. You can tweak, see what happens when you tweak the volumes, different volumes of the different levels of the IRs in parallel. Something else I might do. I've got humbuckers here, so it's not exactly noisy, but put a gate at the front. And then you get silence, except for my kids in the background. There's nothing quiet about them. All right, I hope this has been of some help, and yeah, leave a comment below if you need any advice or any feedback. Please give me feedback. I'm very interested to hear what other people are doing. All right, enjoy.